Imagine this for a moment. You're on your way to the most important meeting of your entire life. The kind of opportunity you may only get once. You're dressed your best. You're early. Everything is finally lining up. Then, you see someone stranded on the side of the road. You know if you stop, you'll be late. You know if you're late, you might lose everything. But you also know, driving past would haunt you. Today's story is about one honorable veteran who faced that exact choice. A choice that cost him everything, or so it seemed. And what happened next proves that kindness never goes unnoticed. If stories like this remind you that good people still exist, hit that like button right now. It truly helps the channel. Drop a comment and tell me, where are you watching from today? And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We share powerful, feel-good stories like this every single week. Now grab something to drink, get comfortable, and let's dive in. It was a humid Tuesday morning in August 2025, just outside Charlotte, North Carolina. The sun was already high in the sky, baking the asphalt along Interstate 85, where traffic surged forward at nearly 70 miles per hour. Engines hummed, horns blared occasionally, and most drivers were locked into their own worlds, late for work, distracted, impatient. Behind the wheel of an aging but well-maintained Ford F-150 sat Jamal Carter, 42 years old. Jamal wore a crisp navy blue suit, freshly pressed the night before. His tie was knotted just right, his shoes polished until they shined. This wasn't just any outfit, it was armor. A symbol of hope. Today was supposed to be the day everything changed. Jamal was a retired Army sergeant, having served 2 tours in Afghanistan as a wheeled vehicle mechanic. Under fire, he kept convoys running when failure wasn't an option. His calm under pressure had earned him a Bronze Star and the respect of every soldier who ever rode behind him. But after 20 years of service, the transition to civilian life hadn't been kind. Despite his skills, experience, and discipline, job after job had turned him away. Some interviews ended politely. Others never called back. Being a black veteran in his 40s without a college degree came with barriers no resume could erase. Money had grown tight. His wife, Keisha, worked double shifts as a home health aide. Their children, Jaden, 14, and Amara, 10, were growing faster than their budget. New shoes became hand-me-downs. School trips were postponed. Jamal carried the quiet weight of feeling like he was falling short. Then, finally, a breakthrough. Vanguard Industries, one of the largest logistics and transportation companies in the Southeast, had called him in for a final interview. The position was fleet maintenance supervisor. Salary, $85,000 a year. Full benefits. Company truck. It was more than a job, it was stability. Dignity. Relief. The interview was scheduled for 10 a.m. sharp. At 9:15, Jamal was cruising smoothly. Everything was on track. Then he saw it. On the shoulder of the highway sat a white Mercedes SUV, hazard lights flashing weakly. Just outside the driver's door stood a young woman, maybe 22 or 23, phone pressed to her ear, eyes glassy with frustration. Her rear tire was completely shredded, rubber torn open like it had been attacked by road debris. Cars flew past her without slowing down. Jamal glanced at his dashboard clock, 9:17 a.m. He hesitated. He could make it if he didn't stop. His hands tightened on the steering wheel. Then he heard his father's voice in his head. His dad, a Korean War veteran, had raised him with one unbreakable rule. Son, character is what you do when no one's watching. Jamal had pulled soldiers from burning vehicles under enemy fire. How could he leave a crying young woman stranded on the highway? He exhaled, flicked on his blinker, and pulled over about 50 yards ahead. Carefully, he reversed until he was behind the Mercedes. When he stepped out, the woman looked up, startled at first, then visibly relieved. "Ma'am," Jamal called out calmly. "You okay?" She wiped her face. I think so. Thank you so much for stopping. I've been here almost 20 minutes. AAA says it'll be at least an hour." Jamal knelt to inspect the tire. "Looks like you ran over something sharp. Do you have a spare?" "I think so," she said nervously. "I've never had to change a tire before." He smiled gently. "That's all right. I've changed a few thousand." He opened her trunk, found the jack and spare, and got to work. The August heat was unforgiving. Sweat soaked through his shirt as he loosened the lug nuts and lifted the car. Traffic roared by just feet away. The woman handed him a cold bottle of water. "I'm Sophia, by the way." "Sophia Harrington." "Jamal Carter," he replied, tightening the final bolt. "Nice to meet you." By the time he lowered the car and packed everything away, Jamal checked the clock again. 9:42 a.m. Downtown Charlotte was still 25 minutes away, and traffic was already thickening. He'd missed it. Sophia noticed the look on his face. "Wait, were you heading somewhere important?" Jamal paused, then nodded. "Job interview." Her eyes widened. "Oh my God. You stopped, even though you had an interview?" He shrugged lightly. "Some things matter more." Sophia looked genuinely shaken. "I'm so sorry. I feel terrible." "Don't," Jamal said firmly. "You're safe. That's what matters. Just drive carefully, this spare's only good for about 50 miles. She thanked him repeatedly, snapped a quick photo of his truck license plate, and drove away. Jamal sat back in his truck, staring straight ahead. For the first time in months, he felt completely empty. At 10:18 a.m., Jamal walked into Vanguard Industries anyway. The receptionist checked her screen and offered a sympathetic smile. "Mr. Carter. I'm so sorry. They've already moved on to another candidate." Jamal nodded, thanked her, and walked back out. In the parking lot, he sat in his truck for 10 minutes, forehead resting on the steering wheel. Then he texted Keisha. "Didn't make it. Helped someone on the road. Interview's gone." Her reply came seconds later. "I'm proud of you anyway. God's got a plan." That night, Jamal grilled burgers for his kids, laughing when he was supposed to laugh, smiling when he was supposed to smile. But when everyone went to bed, doubt crept in. Had kindness cost him his future? The next morning, his phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello?" "Mr. Jamal Carter," a calm, authoritative voice said. "This is Alexander Harrington, CEO of Harrington Global Logistics." Jamal froze. Harrington Global was a $12 billion logistics empire, warehouses across continents, private jets, shipping fleets that spanned the globe. "Yes, sir." Jamal replied carefully. "My daughter Sophia told me what you did yesterday," Alexander continued. "She said a veteran gave up a job interview to make sure she was safe." Jamal swallowed. "That was me." Alexander paused, then said warmly, "She showed me a photo of your truck. I looked you up. Bronze Star. Exemplary service. Sergeant Carter. I'd like to offer you a position." Jamal's heart pounded. Director of Fleet Operations, Southeast Division. Base salary, $150,000. Full benefits. Company vehicle. Start Monday, if you're interested. Jamal could barely speak. Why me?" Alexander answered simply. "Because character matters more than being on time." Jamal accepted. Within a year, he transformed Harrington Global's operations. He reduced downtime, mentored veterans, and launched a hiring pipeline for former service members. At home, everything changed. Keisha quit her second job. The kids thrived. They bought a house with a backyard big enough for dreams. Years later, at a company gala, Alexander raised a glass to the man who stopped for a flat tire and changed everything. Jamal smiled. "I just did what my daddy taught me. Because kindness always comes back." If you were Jamal, would you have stopped? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who needs it. See you in the next one.